Hi everyone, welcome to Gnan Cloud Garage. In this session, I'm going to talk about how to install and use Podman Desktop on Windows servers, Windows systems, because here we are using a Windows client systems. And here is the Podman Desktop icon. So first let's start with a what is Podman Desktop, and then we can observe the difference between Podman and Podman Desktop and what are the system requirements to install your Podman Desktop. After these 3 points, I will show you how to install and use Podman Desktop on Windows system. Okay, so let's start with the definition. So what is Podman Desktop? Podman Desktop is an open source graphical tool enabling us to seamlessly, that means continuously work with containers and Kubernetes from our local environment. So as we are aware, for container orchestration, we can use Kubernetes. So for both work with container and Kubernetes from our local environment. And it supports package managers like Chocolately, Scoop, and Winget. And Podman Desktop starts up with for the first time, we can see the supported engines such as Podman, that is also one of the container engine, and Docker also we are very familiar, and Lima. As well as it will also support for Kubernetes architecture. For Kubernetes orchestrators, we can use OpenShift local kind and developer sandbox and also our Kubernetes cluster from a kubeconfig file. Okay, if you are using any other Kubernetes cluster, you can utilize using a kubeconfig file. Okay, so this is how the overview of Podman Desktop. Now, let's understand what is difference between Podman and Podman Desktop. So Podman icon is looks like this and Podman Desktop icon is looks like this. And Podman is a daemonless open source Linux native tool designed to make it easy to find, run, build, share, and deploy containerized applications. Whereas Podman Desktop is a visual application for Windows OSs, Macintosh operating systems, and Linux flavors to work with containers and Kubernetes from our local environment continuously or seamlessly. Okay, now let's understand what are the system requirements to run Podman and Podman Desktop on Windows. So operating system, the supported operating systems are Windows 10 or Windows 11, and memory, our local system must have minimally 6 GB, and there is additional feature also needed within our Windows system that is called WSL. Full form is Windows Subsystem for Linux. If it is not already installed, Podman Desktop will guide us through the installation process. Note, Podman relies on WSL, that means Windows Subsystem for Linux. So we must have a recent release of Windows 10 or Windows 11. That means our system must be running with the latest updates. If we are running a Windows in a virtual machine, VM must support a nested virtualization feature. Then only we can run this application. Okay, and even this Podman, it's available in a .exe format, or we can also utilize in the portable format as well. Okay, and now let's understand how to install and use Podman Desktop on Windows. So here are the installation steps. First one, install Podman Desktop. It's a straight away installation procedure. We can just download Podman Desktop from internet, and once we download .exe file, just straight away follow the on-screen instructions. Once the Podman Desktop installed, what we can do is from the Podman Desktop dashboard, we can start using the Podman container engine. But in order to start the Podman container engine, first we have to enable the Windows subsystem for Linux to launch our containers and install Podman as container engine on Windows. Okay, and note, if we already install Podman on our Windows machine, we are ready to leverage Podman desktop features for building, running, and managing containers. Okay, so let's quickly log into the lab system and I will show you how to install. Let's say I'm using one of my local lab Windows jump system. Within the DOM system, I'm going to download the Podman Desktop. So in the Google, we can just type Podman Desktop download. When we type Podman Desktop download, it's just straight away it will map to the Podman Desktop downloads URL. So within the Podman Desktop, as I mentioned, this product is available for the Windows, Macintosh operating system and Linux flavors. But currently I'm planning to show you the installation procedure on Windows. So you can see Podman Desktop for Windows direct download option. Let me click on download. So currently download is in progress and it may take a while to finish the download. In the meantime, the installers also available other Windows downloads like X64 format or ARM64 format and portable binary files also available. Portable means no need to install, just launch the .exe file. Okay, and we also have installer for restricted environments. That means if you have any dark sites also, you can use the this package. And we also it will also support for a package managers like using Wingate or Scoop, or it will also support it for a chocolatey package manager. Okay, so now I just downloaded a direct binary file to support for Windows operating system. So let's launch the setup.exe. Just open the setup.exe. So it will start the Podman Desktop installation process. It says Podman Desktop is running. Click OK to close. If doesn't close, try to close it manually. Okay. So now it is trying to installing. So installation pretty straightforward. Just in case if you are planning to install on Mac, you can download this package. For Linux, you can use this package. See now, if you see here, Podman Desktop is launched. When you see from the dashboard, Podman Desktop was not enabled to find the installation of Podman. That means Podman is not yet installed. So there is an option to install the Podman. And as I mentioned, it's supported for a container engines and as well as Kubernetes. If you see here for container engines, Podman, Docker, and Lima. When it comes to Kubernetes orchestrator platform, that means it's supported for OpenShift local and kind, and also it's supported for developer sandbox. This is the Kubernetes orchestrators, and these three are the container engines. Okay, so installation is pretty straightforward. We managed to install, but currently it's saying Podman Desktop was not able to find the installation of Podman. So that means we have to install the Podman. As I mentioned, when we are planning to install a Podman, one pre-requirement is our system must be enabled with a Windows subsystem for Linux. That means WSL. We'll try to install just in case this system is enabled or not. We'll just test it. So now trying to install the Podman. This option will find from directly on the under the dashboard wizard. So just install. It's saying that Windows 64-bit detected, Windows version is detected, RAM also okay, and it is showing the crossmark virtual machine platform enable. So it's saying that it's not enable. So see, just enable the virtual machine platform. And it is saying that open external website. Are you sure you want to open external website? It is showing the Microsoft official link how we can enable the this virtual machine platform option. So just click on yes. So it is redirected to the enable virtual machine feature. So it's clearly given open PowerShell as a run administrator and run this command. We can run it on a PowerShell or command prompt. Anything is fine. We can just copy this command and open a command prompt with a administrative prompt. That means let me create a desktop shortcut here. Let's say shortcut cmd.exe. We'll try command prompt. It doesn't work. We can use PowerShell as well. So run as administrator. When you open a command prompt run as administrator, let me increase the font. Okay, I'm just paste the command, whatever the command it is showing from the internet, the same command I'm using, enabling virtual machine feature. So for enabling virtual machine feature, the command is DISM .exe/online enable feature name is virtual machine platform /all no restart. That means it won't restart after running this command. So now this feature is going to enable now. Enabling feature is in progress. 33%. Okay, see the operation completed successfully. Now we'll try to refresh again. I just selected the enable virtual machine platform, click yes. Let me close and reopen the widget. So Podman Desktop run as administrator. This is the icon it's created on desktop. Podman Desktop. Currently it is showing as no container engine and no container, even the no pods. Images also nothing. We can just start deploying everything. So now I'm trying to install Podman again. Click on install Podman. See this time Windows 64-bit okay, Windows version okay, RAM also okay, and virtual machine platform feature is enabled. But it is showing another error message. WSL2 should be installed, but currently it's not installed. It is also saying WSL, that means Windows subsystem for Linux is not installed. So to install, this is the command. So in a terminal. So even if you're not sure also, when we click on here, it will redirect it to the Microsoft site. It will show us the command. See how to install Linux on Windows with WSL. So the command is same, WSL install. Even the same information it is showing here. So just copy this command, -- no distribution. So just copy command and open the command prompt, type it here. And we can run it on command prompt or we can run it on a PowerShell as well. Seems when we run this command, it is showing to the help mode. So what we can try is, let me copy again. And we'll try from a PowerShell. Run as administrator. And we'll copy paste the command. Okay, now it is installing the Windows subsystem for Linux feature. %74.8%. Okay, downloading WS kernel, installing. WS kernel has been installed. Now downloading Ubuntu. Okay, the requested operation is successful. Changes will not be effective until system is rebooted. Okay, so in order to get this features should be enabled from our Podman Desktop, this feature must be enabled state. So to apply the changes, let me restart the system. So we no need to update and all, we'll just restart. So restart may take a while. So if we notice the steps, we first install the Podman Desktop. It's a straight away installation. We download the .exe file and install. And we enable the Windows subsystem for Linux just now. After we enable the Windows subsystem for Linux, it requested to restart. So we initiated the restart. Once the reboot is completed, this feature is shows as a enable. Then finally, it will allow us to install one of the container engine platform, that is Podman. So this is how we can use Podman Desktop. It's not only limited to Podman Container Engine. We can also use for Docker and another container engine Lime. And similarly, we can also use this Podman Desktop tool to maintain the Kubernetes orchestrator as well, like Red Hat OpenShift 1, and we can also use for kind, and we can use any of the kubeconfig file to connect to the external Kubernetes orchestrator platforms. Okay. And one note what I mentioned is currently in our system, we do not have WS feature. That's why we enable now. In case if we have already installed Podman on our Windows machine, we are ready to leverage the Podman desktop features for building, running and managing containers. Okay, so that is the importance of Podman desktop usage. So let me verify the ping status whether system is connect back to online or not. Still the system is not reachable. Reboot is in progress. It seems a reboot is taking slightly longer time. Because we enable the two features within the OS, maybe the changes are getting affected now. Okay, now it is connect back to online. Okay, so once it is connected, let me try to relaunch the Podman desktop, run as administrator. Okay, so within the dashboard, we are trying to enable the one of the container engine, that is Podman. So just click on install, see Windows 64-bit Windows version, and still it is showing not install. Let's try to install again. Okay, they are giving install Windows terminal. Recommended step is we have to use the command We'll copy and paste this command. So open a command prompt or Windows terminal or any of the PowerShell. Any method is fine. Seems it's not accepting within the command prompt. Let me try PowerShell. Oh, it seems reboot is still not yet completed. Let me check the reboot status again. Yeah, seems it's restarted already. It is showing 5 minutes. It seems it's asking for one more reboot. Okay, so let me try to restart. Seems updates also needed. Let me update and restart. So it's taking a while, but hope you understand the key point. What is the usage of Podman Desktop? I just shown you example of Podman container. Okay, even if you want to test it for other Kubernetes distributions and the container engines, you can test it using this Podman Desktop. Okay, so with interest of our time, I just stop it here. So from here on, we can work with images, containers, volumes, logs, pods, and more with a single desktop application that is Podman Desktop. Okay, so that's it. Thank you. If you're watching this video first time, please do view, like, share, and subscribe to the Gnan Cloud Garage channel. If you're already subscribed, I appreciate all your support. Bye for now.